Welcome, denizens of the Underhive. Today is another showcase. So I have been asked recently, what have I done about my Hive Scum? So, since I've done a few videos on converting, they want to know, how do they look now? Have I been painting them? Yes, I have. But I've also had a couple of add-ons. So, I did play a game back along with my friend Greg, and I can't for the life of me remember, hopefully Greg can help me out here, what book the mission came from, but there was rats in the mission. I remember it quite clearly because Vasquez, my Goliath with the Storm Welder, couldn't kill a rat, but she could kill herself. So it did sink into those brain cells, and I'll never forget that. But I thought, rats, do they have an official model in Necromunda? Now, I know there are bomb rats for Cornwall, but I spotted some old GW plague rats. So for AOS, Skaven plague rats. I thought they look pretty good because they're not too tiny. Next to a regular person, they're about the size of maybe a small dog, possibly. And I want these rats to be fairly foreboding. I will find an incredibly large rat at some stage, and that'd be like the mother or the leader of these rats. I thought that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I've done them all different colours. So I've got an albino one there with a red eye, a blackish one, a dark greenish one, a snotty coloured one. That one's definitely riddled with pus. Classic brown at the back, and a darker brown with spines and pusses on there as well. So I'll zoom in so you can see. It doesn't work unless you make the noise. But there you go. There are my lovely ratties. Thought that'd be a nice addition to my Necromunda board. So you can always play them in pretty much any mission, especially missions that you have Hive Scum in. You can swap them out for rats to make it more interesting. I just thought it's quite Necromunda-y. Plaguey, pussy, spotty rats. Next, I've painted up two models from the official Hive Scum box. Do love that box. Lots and lots of great options. May even pick up another one in the future, but I just thought I'd paint them up. I do like the mix of a dark colour and a light colour, and grubby it up a little bit. So this guy, it's pretty cool. Got a haircut modelled on myself. Just with an auto gun, because one of the first things I'm going to do when I get some credits is buy a Hive Scum with an auto gun. I really wish my Goliath could have them straight out the gate. And then this one here, this lovely lady with some crazy blue hair. It's just got a knife and a slug pistol. So fairly standard, but I don't want to make them look too grubby, because I do think these are civilians, you know, they don't have to be rolling around in filth all the time. They can be grubby without being just brown. Next, I have two Prospectors. So I have two converted Poxwalkers that you've seen probably from my previous video. So I do have Leprous Dave and Handsome Pete. So basically, Handsome Pete is Stinky Pete. I've actually made him so he is proper grubby and smelly. Maybe there should be rules for that. He's armed with a stub pistol, and the guy needs a wash, and obviously some manky knife. Yeah, getting stabbed by that guy, you definitely need some tetanus shots. This was the Poxwalker that I cut the middle of the gun out and made a barrel to fit in the middle. Obviously both of them have had their boils and pussy bits scraped off, although the leprous guy I did give a purple hue to, and yeah, both a little bit bondage like, I guess, because they're not wearing a lot other than leather straps. But there you go. That was my first attempt at Poxwalkers. So next time around I won't paint one quite so grubby. I might even put some armour on them. Be nice to dress them a little bit. Sounds like I'm talking about my dollies again. Next I have my first lot of Warcry models that I have converted. So really, really easy conversion. You have seen this probably also on the channel before, but never painted up. Just with a classic stub gun. And you've got an orc shoulder pad that I've squashed there to hide the loincloth. Kept the bone axe because I thought maybe this would be a nice model for corpse grinders, possibly corpse grinder Juve. Definitely looks like some kind of hunter, and with a bone axe, yeah, it could fit into corpse grinders quite easily. Very simple conversion. I literally did 2 things on this model. I think it looks pretty good. There's so many models from Games Workshop you can easily convert to Necromunda. So far I've had AOS Plague Rats there. Obviously I've had the official models. I've had 40k Poxwalkers, and there you go. From back to the fantasy range again. This is a Warcry model. Easily done, easily done. Literally just cut the hand off at the wrist. I think that's a Orlok hand. Slightly gloved hand. And forgive me because it's starting to become rather bright in here at the moment. The sun is just peering through all the blinds. But yeah, pretty happy with this model. It's just a wicked pose. And to finish off with my most recently painted model, this was actually converted by Ian Henderson, so the Hendy Badger. Tails, a tabletop skirmisher. He's just a really, really decent guy. I like to say one of my closest friends as well. And what he doesn't know about Necromunda isn't worth knowing. This guy is an absolute legend. If you ever listen to Sump City Radio, this guy is mentioned pretty much every other episode in some way or another. But Ian converted this model up ages ago, and I was very lucky enough to buy it off of him. It was originally from Blood Bowl, and he's put a servo harness on the back. Made some minor conversions. And put a flamer on there as well. I mean, you don't need a flamer on a servo harness. Rules wise, it just looks flipping cool. So, I don't know if this guy's going to be a hired gun, because I can't just have him as a regular slave ogren. Obviously, with the fin on top of his head, he looks very much like he wants to work with Goliath. But I'm after a name for this guy. So if anybody can help me out and you want to name this guy, I can't just have him as a regular ogren slave servitor. I mean, yeah, he's got the yellow on there, but I just think he's got a little bit more character, a little bit more pizzazz for an ogren. Yeah, so I really like the conversions he's done to this guy, and I thought, seeing as he's very kind to part ways with the model, when I picked it up, I thought I really must do my best to give it a decent paint job. But instead, I gave it this paint job. Yeah, he needs a name. He needs a name. Something, you know, to suit his status. Ox, you know, something a bit boring, a bit plain possibly. Maybe some kind of noise, ugh. But, maybe this guy's actually got half a brain. Maybe Ox stands for Oxford. But yeah, this is my latest model I've painted up. That isn't a Goliath model, because I take a break every now and again. I paint a couple of Goliath models, or convert a couple, mess around with some terrain. Then these guys are just filler. So I'm after a name for this lovely guy. So if you can think of one and put it in the comment section below, that would be great. There you go, guys. So just a little showcase of the models in between painting my Goliath. Hope you enjoyed it. And please subscribe for some more great hobby content. Stay safe, you wonderful, wonderful people.